Okay, good. We're filming. Hi, everyone. Welcome to part 3. First of all, yes, I am wearing clothing. I just decided to take my sweater off because I've been pretty active and I'm starting to warm up a bit. So I am working on going through all the makeup that I'm keeping on hand. I have already done part 1, which was my face and eye brushes, part 2, which was skincare, and part 3, right now, I'm going to do my highlights, blushes, and bronzers all in one. So I have them all sitting right in front of me here. Um, like the other videos, I do need to be a little more cutthroat, especially with these items, because let's be real, I can go through my highlights all the time, but I need to actually decide what I'm actually going to wear. I'm going to take these off because it's just driving me nuts. What I'm actually going to wear and use within the next few weeks, and what I'm just not going to. So I'm going to start with my bronzers just because there's less of them. And then I do have a couple palettes that are um, the trio palettes. And then I have one that's highlight and bronzer. So actually, let's start with those. So this is the very first one. It's by MAC. It's the Cheeky Volume 1 mixtape. This was the Max and Jeremy Scott collab. So this is a blush, bronzer, and highlight. And as you can see, I've used the highlight a lot. I have dipped into the other colors, but it's not something that I reach for. So this I'm going to put off to the side. This is beautiful. This is the Nars Orgasm and Laguna trio. So obviously I've hit quite a bit of pan on this Orgasm highlight shade, which is my favorite. The Orgasm blush and then the Laguna bronzer. But I don't reach for this palette so much. So I'm going to put that one off to the side. And then the other palette that I have is from Nars as well, and it's their 6 pan. It's just their highlights and their bronzers. So I do really like this palette too, but again, I don't reach for it all the time. So I think these trio palettes I'm just going to put off to the side, and I'm going to just use the individual products that I have. So I'm gonna keep this. This is the Kevin Aquan. It's the mini um, contour and highlight, and like obviously I hit this like a very long time ago. This was a little more recently, I think, but it was still a little while ago. I did say in my brushes video that I do want to start getting into contouring just a touch bit more, like very lightly, so I'm gonna hold on to this because I do really like this for that. So that I'm gonna hold off on, so I'll throw it in that pile there. So for my bronzers, I have a few, but I have like multiple of the same ones. So, actually one of these is in the wrong spot because one of these should be a bronzer, but I put it in with the blush. That one right there. Okay, so I have the Hoola Light, which is what I'm wearing on my eyes today because I only have that much left. So I've been trying to just use up the remainder because I can't use it as a bronzer anymore, but if I use it as my eyes. So I'm going to hold on to this once I go through all of my eye palettes and those shades, then I'll determine a little more on whether I'm going to keep this on hand. But for now, I'm going to. So I will put that over here. This bronzer I'm using right now, I'm using it pretty much every day. It's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So since I have been using this every day, I am going to keep this one on hand. And I am using this Hoola Bronzer right now every day as well. I'm using these two together, so I'm going to hold on to these two. So I do want to try dipping into this one again. This is by Too Faced. It's the Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and like I've had this for forever, as you can tell by the packaging. Like everything's rubbed off on it. I do want to dip back into this one and test it out, just because I have these two that are exactly the same. Like all three of them, they're the same, except these are still in packaging. So I'm going to put these ones off to the side because I'm obviously not going to reach for these ones right now. But this one I want to hold on to just because I do want to start testing it out again. And I want to see if I like it. And then I'll go from there and see how things work out, I guess. So I do have another Hoola bronzer. This one I haven't dipped into yet. This one was, you can still see it's got like the Hoola on there. My mom actually got this from Ulta for her birthday present. It's like really cardboard packaging, which I'm kind of surprised, but it says it's Hoola. Hoola la, it's your birthday. So it's like a specific birthday packaging even. So my mom gave me this because she won't wear it. So I'm going to put this one off to the side because I don't need them both. And this is the one that I've been dipping into, just the mini one. So I'd rather use this one up before I move on to the other one. And then this by Nars is the Laguna. Yeah, this is Laguna. That's their bronzer. And right now, I'm just going to put it off to the side. So I will be holding on to 3 bronzers. Technically, well, 4, I guess. Technically 3, because I might use this for my eyes. And depending on whether or not I still like this, we'll see how things go. So that's not too bad. So I've got 4 bronzers there. I'm going to throw them into this little box here. It's my blushes and highlights that I'm a little more concerned, I guess you could say. I have lots of both. So I'm gonna just my blush is just right in front of me, so I'm just gonna dip into that. And we're gonna manage. We're gonna get through this. This is hard because I love my blushes and my highlights, and I'm gonna have a hard time letting go of both of these. I'm not letting go. I'm not decluttering these. I'm just putting them off to the side, and they're the ones that I'm not gonna use every day right now. So Jessica, it's okay. I just have to talk to myself about this because otherwise I'm gonna be like, no, I want to hold on to all of it. You're not decluttering. Just holy man. Okay, so where do I begin? So I'm gonna start with this. It's Rimmel London. It's called Prime Rose. I believe it's number 20. And I really do like the shade. It's more like a peachy tone. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this one for now because it is really springy. I haven't used it for a little while, but I feel like if I have less options in front of me, I would reach for this one a lot more. So I'm gonna keep that one. So this is by Wet n Wild, and this is called Rose Champagne, and this one is actually broken, and I think I have another one. Whoops, I have another one like this somewhere, but not here, obviously. This one's a little more like a bronzer for me, and it's got like gold shimmer in it, so I don't use it too often. So right now, I'm just gonna keep this one off to the side. Oh boy. Oh, see, so this little pin like fell out and it's in my makeup, like it fell into my sink and I didn't know what it was. And now I realize that it was to this side. So I'm gonna put that one off to the side and fix that. This blush by Milani is called Romantic Rose, and I really love this color. This is like an everyday shade for me, so I am holding on to this even though I had it up on like a top shelf, so I never really reached for it, but I will be using that. So these blushes right here, I'm just going to take them all because they're all by MAC. And I love these shades. This one is like for fall along with this one. And then this one I would probably use more towards the summertime and this one. But I'm just going to put them all away for now because the chances of me reaching for them over some of these others might not be top priority right now. So I have so many Tarte blushes, but I love them, and they're all but one are minis. That's wrong pile. That's a highlight. So this one is called Blissful, and this one's a little too dark for me. So for now, I'm going to put this one off to the side. This is where I have a hard time because this one is in the shade Party, and this is the one that I use every day right now. Obviously, I've hit pan and I'm expanding that, so I'm holding on to this because I'm trying to use that one up. And this one is in the shade Thrilled, which I really like as well. The imprint has gone on this one too, so obviously I use this one a lot. But between the two of these, like Party is a lot more pink, whereas Thrilled is a lot more neutral. And I'm definitely holding on to Party. I might hold on to this if I want more of a neutral tone, but right now I'm going to put it off to the side. And then Celebrated by Tarte is another one, which is more of a pinky neutral. I'm going to put this one off to the side as well. So this I have by Nars, and I'm not going to tip it over because it's a loose powder, but it's the Nars Orgasm, like loose illuminating loose powder. So I don't know if it's supposed to be more of like a highlight or more of like a blush. I think I used it as a blush topper the one time I used it. and I liked it, but I'm not reaching for it for that right now. Because summer's coming up, I might want a little bit more of like a glowy bronzer, or I mean a glowy blush. Is that what I'm talking about? Like, calm down, Jessica. A glowy blush. So, no, well, honestly, even though I want it, the chances of me like being realistic, the chances of me actually reaching for this is probably pretty slim. So I'm gonna put this off to the side because let's not try to fool myself here. So I'm going to go in. So this one is by Too Faced, and this is in Baby Love. And I also have this, which is this in minis. All of these in minis. I remember when this came out. Staple. Okay. Weird. I remember when this came out. I ended up purchasing this. I think it was on Sephora, but I remember being in Ulta with my mom, and I was like swatching these, and I was like, oh, I really want these. So I think I purchased this one from Sephora when I got back home because I was like looking at the exchange rate, and it just made more sense because it was a little bit cheaper to purchase it off Sephora's website. So Baby Love here is the second shade here, which I've like hit. Like I absolutely loved it. I was using it as like a bronzer though. Kind of like my Wet n Wild one. I like shades like that. Some of these I haven't reached for, but I don't ever really go for this one. And if I'm going to use that shade, I use this. So I'm just going to take them both and put them off to the side right now. So I have some Nars single blushes. I have this one, which I've never used before, which is called Ghoulie. And it's like, I thought this was the red because I remember it's not. Like, it's like a purpley, but it's a little too dark for me right now. I do have a red. I just don't know where that is, but obviously I wouldn't be wearing that either. This is Orgasm. And it's super pretty. So maybe I'll keep this one because if I want like that glowier blush, I'll reach for that one. And then this one is in Deep Throat. And this one I find is very similar, just not as like gold specced as Orgasm. So I'll keep one out of the three. And then this one I have never opened. And this is the Blush Duo. Okay, I need to put my glasses on for like 0.2 seconds here because I'm so blind. The back of this is dirty, but this is it's the Orgasm Duo. So it's I've never used this either. This one's the blush and the highlight. So I'm going to hold off on this one. And I'm going to keep that there. So I have this Kohl Blush, which is really old, and it's so cool because you like pops out. Like, I love this. I absolutely love this shade too. It's a very, very neutral pink-ish tone. But I like to use this to kind of blend my blush at the end of everything, and I've been using this daily, so I'm going to hold on to that. This is Down Baby by The Balm, and I really like this color. It's a really bright pink, but right now I'm not reaching for it, so that's going to go off to the side. And then finally, my blush kit from Anastasia. I bought this at Sephora when it was on sale. I really do like these shades, but I find I don't reach for it, especially right now. This shade I probably would. This is my favorite, and then these two I use more so for the fall time. But like I said, right now I'm not reaching for it, so this I'm going to put off to the side as well. So I'm actually making some progress. I'm pretty impressed. So I have 5 blushes. So I have these two and then these ones. So I will keep these ones out and just kind of see which ones I gravitate towards most. But like my biggest thing is I feel like if I don't have so many products in front of me, then I can just reach for these ones a lot more than I probably would with all of this in front of me and like having those options all the time. So I'm going to just keep these here off to the side because I need to start a little pile for those. And I'm going to move on to my highlights to end off this video. So the first one I have is by Kaja. I bought this on sale on Sephora's website. It's pretty, it's a pink, but it's super light and I don't reach for it as often as I thought I was going to. So this I'm going to put off to the side. This I absolutely love. It's by Tarte. It's the Exposed. There is quite a dip in here, but I wonder. No, I think I'm gonna hold off on. Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep this one for now, and I'll make up my mind. This is by The Balm. I have more The Balm products than I thought I did. Weird. So this is the Luminizer's Quad. So this actually has the 4 shades in it. I'm gonna just put this away because really I would only gravitate towards those two, and I haven't used this one lately. It might be fun like a little more into summer, but that's a few months away still. This one I really like, but it's super glittery. It's called the Goddess Glow by Tarte. And it's like super glittery, but I kind of use this more so for like special occasions or when I want like just glitter on my face, and that's not every day. Believe it or not. So this one is by Becca, and I believe this is in Moonstone. And this one I very rarely reach for, but I feel like I might actually not be too bad right now. So I'm gonna hold on to this one. This stuff I love. This is by Wet n Wild. It's like their Zodiac line. It's their loose powder. I'm gonna put this one off to the side only because I don't reach for it because it shows so much like texture, but I absolutely love this stuff. This is by Stella, and this is actually what I'm wearing today. It's their Heavenly Hue highlighter in Kitten, and it's not the like soft bouncy one like I thought it was when I purchased it. I am wearing this one today, but I don't really reach for it as often. Um, I'm gonna debate about this one too. So I have two. Yeah, we'll see. This one's by Smashbox, and I believe this is like the Casey collab, but I honestly don't remember. It's the Spotlight palette and Pearl, and I believe they had two. So I reach for this one every so often, but I'm just gonna put this off to the side right now. This also is going off to the side. It's a contouring palette by Wet n Wild with the contour and highlight. That's going off to the side. My Jeffree Star Skin Frost in Eclipse. I don't use this ever, so if I always have such a hard time opening this one too. It's pretty, but I honestly was a little disappointed because it wasn't like as powerful brightening, whatever, as I thought it was gonna be when like I first bought it. So I don't reach for this. I'm gonna put this one off to the side. My Nars palette. So this is all highlighters, but it's the trio. So this one I go for all the time. It's very like that is beautiful. It is like a little more blinding. I am gonna hold on to that because I could also use the other shades on my eyes, so that's at least multi-purpose. Oh, I'm sitting cross-legged and like it hurts after a while. Okay, so this Cover FX one I'm going to keep. This is in the shade Moonlight, and it's only because like I have this much left, and I go for this all the time. So that one I'm gonna keep. I have Dandelion by Benefit, and I find it's a super pretty. Like I've hit pan on this too, so I might keep this one as well, just to use it up, and I find it's pretty for spring. This is by Fenty. I gotta sit differently here. Obviously, I've hit pan on both of those too. I don't have much more to go, but it is a little more like. Actually, you know what? Maybe because it is a little more intense. So maybe what I'll do is I will keep the Fenty one, but I'll put the Nars one away for now, because at least I've hit pan, so I can use this up, and then once I finish this, I can break this one out if I need to. So we're gonna do that instead. And now what I have left is my liquid highlights. All of these except for one are by Cover FX. This one is by Benefit. It's the High Beam, and I'm keeping this one out because I love it. I don't use it all the time, but when I do want a liquid highlight, this is what I reach for. So that's just kind of a no-brainer. So that I'm going to keep all of these. And like I have a couple multiples of these, and I don't want to say I don't know why. I do many like promo deals and stuff on Sephora's website, but like, and I'm pretty sure this was a kit, and then these two are the same ones, and these ones came as like spend $25, get whatever, or however it worked. I'm gonna put these off to the side because I don't wear them. I might keep one, but between now and the next little while, I don't think like I like to use these on more of like a special occasion. Oh, where did it go? Oh no, come back here. Okay, I gotta find where that other one went because it just rolled somewhere. But this one is a glitter, and so was the purple one that just rolled away on me. And I only use those ones on special occasions. Um, these I don't really use very often, so I might keep one of these just because they are the same. This one's almost empty, so if I want, I can go between one of these two, depending on my shade. And then this is just a large version of this. So these ones are going to go off to the side as well. So that is actually it for my, oh, did I talk about this bronzer? I don't remember if I did or not because it's not in my little pile. The City Bronzer, obviously I've like almost finished this, so I'm going to hold on to this one too because I really do like this. This is in the lightest shade. I think it's a little too orange for me, but I love this regardless, so I'm going to keep that and use that up. So for my highlights that I'm keeping, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's a lot less, but it's kind of more than what I was like thinking of keeping. So I might cut it down even more. I might just put this one off to the side, um, put that over there, bring me down to 7. This one is like a little more intense if anything was to happen, if I was to go anywhere but can't go anywhere. But I think I'm happy with this selection. So I have, hopefully I'll be able to use up some of the products that I've hit pan on, and then I don't need to worry about those ones later, and I can toss them along. But like I said, this is just for now. This is just makeup that I'm keeping on hand for the next few weeks, couple months maybe at most. I'm obviously holding on to all of this stuff, unless I feel like I need to declutter it because I did my makeup declutter, which it was mainly all eyeshadows. So maybe I could go through and declutter some of this stuff a little bit more if there's anything that I come across, but I'll definitely like pay more attention to that. But for now, just the stuff that I'm keeping on hand that I'm going to start using and like have been using every day, and I just kind of want to keep using it through and get rid of this stuff and go from there. So yeah, I have pretty much just like powders and eyeshadow stuff left. I do have some like mini mascaras and stuff like that. Um, I don't think I'm gonna do a video on those ones. I don't have very many lip products. Like I have some lipsticks, but I don't really use them. So maybe I'll do like another few different products in one video just so I don't have like 5, 6 different parts to this. Just some of like the mix match stuff that I have and some of the smaller amounts of products that I have I'll throw into one video, and then I'll do my eyeshadows as my last video. So this is what, part 3. So yeah, I'll have probably about 5 parts to this. It's crazy. But yeah, I think that's about it. So if you like this so far, keep watching. I'll have the next 2 filmed and up in the next little bit. I kind of just want to like clean everything out and make my house and my bathroom and just myself feel a little more like relieved, I guess. A little more like not tension. I don't know what the word is I'm talking about. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat because clearly my brain's not thinking very well. I don't know what I'm even talking about anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that before I keep on rambling for another while. And I will see you all later. Bye.